Hello, everyone. I hope that all of you are doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. It is so good to see all of you here in today's workshop, Notebook LM in Action, AI-powered research and training and teaching support. I'm Sanaa Ilyas. I am an educator with over 13 years of experience at various public sector and private sector universities in Pakistan. Moreover, I'm also a trainer in AI in education and edtech. I have been working also as a strategic programs coordinator for Skilling Future, where I get to meet amazing people, design different initiatives, and get to see and get to work with people with respect to their upskilling. At Skilling Future, our focus particularly is to ensure that our that educators are that not only educators but school leaders are ready with respect to the different developments that are taking place at the moment. So how is it, what technology, and along with that, what are the different questions that can be addressed along the way? Okay, let me see. So, as talked about at Skilling Future, our vision is to lead global transformation of education, seamlessly integrating innovative technologies and fostering inclusivity. And this is what you'll see not only with the trainings that we have, but also with the fellowships and other initiatives that we lead. Talked about myself, and let's dive into what we will be focusing on in today's session. So Notebook LM is one of the AI-powered research and synthesis tools that is one of my go-to in my research, in my just like in my workflow. This is one of those tools that, okay, every time around, somebody, if a recommendation is asked that, okay, what are the tools that are a definitive must have in my AI workflow? This is something that I would suggest it to my students, researchers, and educators because it is designed to support reading, thinking, decision making, and so many other stuff. And the way that at the moment Google is working on its AI initiative, you would see a lot of frameworks, a lot of things that are being developed in that. So where what we'll be exploring here is today is we are going to be looking at what Notebook LM is all about, what are the different features, and how is it that you either as a researcher, as a student, or as a leader, how is it that you can use that in your workflow? Considerations with Notebook LM, some of the things that do need to keep in mind is that, okay, the quality of your sources is going to matter a lot. Uh, Also, always assess accuracy bias and source awareness, where your information is coming from and why Notebook LM is different from the rest of the tools of that you or rest of the LLMs that you would have come across. And always with any AI, do keep in mind that it is always about staying in control of your thinking, judgment, and context. AI is not a replacement of your thinking. It can help you amplify your ideas, it can help you develop your perspectives, but it is not supposed to be a replacement of your thinking, of your judgment. So, without any further ado, let's start exploring what Notebook LM is going to be, what Notebook LM is all about. Because the more time that we have here, the better we will be able to explore what the different things that are there. Okay, I will be switching to, okay. So Notebook LM is an AI-powered research partner. It can not only work as your research partner, but it can work for you with other stuff as well. It can give you instant insights, and I will be showing you all of these components that in what way you can utilize that, in what way is it that you can work on, uh, you can work with it. And it can also work as your learning partner as well. So if somebody in the audience attended last week's workshop, in last week's workshop, I showed you one of the guided learning features. Now, apart from the guided learning feature, what Notebook LM does is goes a step ahead with other things as well, with the source that you give them. How is it that it can help you learn and question what are the things that you have explored? You can, and I'm going to show you all of these components so you get an idea as to what is there. Okay. This is the link for NotebookLM, notebooklm.google.com. And if you have a Gmail account, this is something that is available at everybody's, that is available with everybody. So it isn't about that, okay, it's not, it is available in all the free and pro account, in all of the Google Workspace accounts. And if you want to have a look at what are the other things that are available, it is also available. You click this waffle and then you can come across NotebookLM in your here as well in the apps that are available. So this is how the Notebook LM interface is going to look like. There are some pre-made notebooks, featured notebooks that Google themselves have given. And then if you have used Notebook LM earlier, you will have all of your recent notebooks, here. So these are some of the notebooks that I have developed and worked on along the way. So because if I would want to work on a new notebook, I will click create new. So once I click create new, this is what opens up. This is what is going to open up for me. And you can see that this is a window that opens up. It is going to ask you that, okay, is it that you want to search the web for resources, web for any resources, any topic that you have in mind? And then whether you want to conduct fast research, or do you want to do deep research? Deep research is definitely more of an in-depth report and results that you're looking for a topic. And then do you want to upload any files that are there? Do you have any websites? Again, do keep in mind that any article or anything that is behind a paywall, Notebook LM will not be able to access material or information from it. For example, Harvard Business Review or any other website which is behind a paywall. But if you have downloaded, for example, the article from there in the form of a PDF or any other, it can definitely pick up information from there. So if you think that, okay, that information that is a website or that is an article that's going to be behind a paywall, and even though it's going to search for it but may not be able to extract the information, so that is something that you can download earlier. If you have information in your drive or you have copied text from somewhere, whether that is a podcast, you have picked up the script from there, all of that is the information that you can pick up. Now, I do want to show you how the fast research and how the deep research can work out. For example, I want to have a look at AI and the impact on learning. Now, within fast research, what it will do is, this is something that usually I will not, I would suggest that, okay, always bring in your own sources, But I'll just showcase that, okay, what are the possibilities that are present within the platform. So it's going to research different websites and it is going to come back and then give me the information that is there. And I'm going to try and learning. And then you see that fast research is complete and it has given me seven sources. I'm going to review all of the sources which I feel the resources are not going to work out. I may remove that, but for the sake of the session, I'm going to include all of those. Now, another thing that I'm going to, and maybe I'm going to show you that in another window, that how much time it takes to conduct the deep research. So this is for all of the resources. So because all of the resources are selected, it is giving me a brief summary of all of the information that is present here. This is where the chat window is. One of the ways in which you can improve how the Notebook LM experience is for you is that you can customize and configure your notebook. And when you can, because a lot of people are just going to go ahead with default response, and default response is also good. But if there is a different learning goal that you have in mind, you can ask it to, you can basically define the conversational goal, style, and role that is present that you're looking for. Do you want to go ahead with the learning guide? Do you want to go custom? And within that, okay, respond to me as if you're conducting research for the market. If you are a researcher and you are working on, and you want it to act as your supervisor, that okay, what are the different things, or what is it that the jury is going to look at, and that is the goal that you would want to keep in mind. So for now, let's go ahead with learning guide. I want to select the response length. Okay, let's go ahead with default here. But then that is something that, okay, if you want to go ahead with conversational, I'm going to go ahead, okay, make it conversational. Conversational for conversational conversational, keeping in view research insights. Okay. You can give it more information here, but I'm just going ahead with that. And then you would see that based on the sources that you've selected, it is going to give you some of the questions here. I may want to, for example, this is critical thinking at the age of AI, a systemic review of AI's effect on higher education. And I can ask, what is the impact? What is the negative impact of AI? And that is just one of the sources that I have, one of the sources that I've selected. Again, you can pick up all of the sources, but to get a better understanding of the source that you have picked up, you can pick 2 to 3 and then go ahead with that. So it is reviewing, and then it is based on the information that I have given. It is picking up information from there. Now, if you've seen other LLMs, within other LLMs, what happens is that it is going to pick up information based on the training data that it had available. But in Notebook LM, the sources that you're going to the chat is going to pick up information based on the information that is there. So if that is not an information that you have provided, that it is not going to pick that information up. Now you would see along with that okay, where that 1 2 3 4, so it is citing and picking up data from and information from within the article that is there. So the more that you're going to explore, the better you'll get to see that okay, what is happening here. So this is where the chat is, and if you feel that okay, this is something that you would want to save, something that you feel like okay, this is a negative impact you would want to save, you can save it as a note. Now this is where Notebook LM is different. Notebook LM actually showcases the different possibilities of what it is able to do. It is with the studio. That is where you have the audio overview, you have the video overview, mind map, reports, flashcards, quiz, infographics, slide deck, and a data table. And let's start off with, for example, you have the same information and you basically want to create an audio review to get to understand what is it, what is going on. Now I have picked up maybe randomly 3 sources, and I can click on the audio overview, or I can customize the audio overview by clicking this button. And then what it will do is it will ask me whether I want to go ahead with a deep dive, brief, a critique, or a debate. And all of them have, as stated, a different function. If you want something that's brief, you want something that is critique based, that okay, providing an expert review of your sources, or you want to do it, or if you want to conduct a debate. If you're an educator and you want to create some listening activities for your students, this is one of the wonderful ways of doing. So you pick up a source and an article that you've come across, maybe related to AI's impact on art, or why the humanities and social sciences have gained even more importance within the age of AI. So if you have that and you would want that, okay, what is it that my students would explore? What do my students think? You can create a critique on that. You can make it brief. You can even choose a language. It is multimodal again. It is multilingual. One of the best things again about it. And what is it that the host should focus on? I would want the host to focus on both the negative and positive aspects. AI in education. Okay, just because it's brief, so that is what it will focus on. And it is going to take a little bit of time for it to generate the audio overview. I'll go back and I want to show you that, okay, with a critique, what you can do is that it can critique the information that is present. You want to go ahead with a shorter one, you want to go ahead with the debate. Again, both of the possibilities that are there. Okay, with a deep dive, uh, the thing that is present is that within the deep dive, you can join the host with the discussion that they are having. So what happens with the discussion that they're having is that when you join, you ask the question, they are able to address that, and that's something that is something amazing to do with that. Okay, you're conversing. Any questions that you have, they're addressing it along the way to assess your understanding. And I'm going to show you one of the videos, because creating that deep dive is going to take a little bit of time, and I want to show you a video that I had created earlier, that okay, what is there. Let me stop sharing here, and I'll show you how the video overview basically looks. A video overview, not the video overview, audio overview within the deep dive looks like. Okay, let me open that video up. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, any comments, just let me know, and I am going to address that along. Okay. That is basically called the interactive mode. And let me, you have to just wait. Okay. Can you see the video? Just thumbs up can also let me know that, okay, whether it is visible at your end. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Okay. Okay.
Visible, Sanaa.
The other feature.
Yes. Visible. Okay, perfect. This is the interactive mode. When you click on the deep dive, this is what will happen. Just because the deep dive takes a little time, and at times the video and at times the audio component may not work out. So that's why I created this video. So have a look.
Because that Notebook LM has, just because it takes a little bit of time to do the video and audio overview. For one of the overviews, you'll also see that it offers an interactive element. This is when there's a there's the sign. It showcases that this is the interactive mode. With this means that you can join the audio. For example, have a look. Okay, let me. Okay. So they'll start discussing, and then you can join alongside. Click the audio.
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're tackling something huge. We're not just observing change, we're seeing a complete, reimagining of education and the future of work.
All driven by AI.
Exactly. Our mission for you today.
Now what I'm going to do is I am going to join them.
Cut through all the noise. Oh, hey, our listener wants to join in. What's up?
What are the different key skills that students now need to learn apart from the technical skills to stay relevant in the future?
Oh, that's such a fantastic question, and truly it's at the heart of what we're talking about today.
Absolutely. It's not just about the tech, is it?
No, not at all. While AI fluency is definitely super important, being able to actually use AI effectively, the reports we've been looking at really emphasize what they call uniquely human skills.
Right. The World Economic Forum, Microsoft, LinkedIn, they all highlight this dual importance.
So we're talking about the, hey, yeah, what's up?
So what do we mean by uniquely human skills? Elaborate about that a little.
So you would see that, so now you have seen that, okay, what are the possibilities when you create an audio overview in the deep dive and you're able to join them and you're able to join the conversation. Anthony has asked the question, how much of these capabilities are available? Anthony, all of the capabilities are available in the free subscription. You're able to add in almost 50, about 50 sources. And you can do all of this is available in the free account as well. So this is one of the best things about the platform. Now, I showed you the audio overview, and as you have seen that it takes time, and that's one of the reasons that I have worked on it. I had worked on it earlier. Now, before I move ahead, I'm going to show you that, okay, before the video overview, I'm going to show you that, okay, it can also create a wonderful mind map for the sources, for the sources that you have. Just let me have a look at one more thing. What is happening? Okay. Okay. So what happens in the mind map is that, okay, once you click it for any sources, because I've selected 2 to 3 sources, you click the mind map. And what it does is based on the selected sources, it's going to create a visual of, since the visual based on the information synthesizing, what are the different cross connections that Notebook LM can find. So have a look at what is there. So I had selected 3 sources. I could have selected all of them. And this is AI in higher education 26. And these are some of the points. These are the nodes. And then you can click on these nodes and see what is it basically saying? What are the other aspects that are present? So if it's talking about student learning impact, usage and behavior, and what I can do is I can click it here. And what it does is it will go back to the chat. And then based on the files that I have, the sources selected, it's going to provide me with the answer that, okay, what are these sources saying? What is the information stating? So this is what it is stating that, okay, the substitution trap, the other thing, the impact on critical thinking, and it is telling me which source and where that information is. Once I click that number, it will take me to that source, open that source up and showcase what is ongoing and what is ongoing at that time. So this is what the mind maps are able to do. So if you're a visual learner, you want to have a look at, you're not a visual learner, you want to have a look at cross connections between the different information sources that you have. So this is something that Notebook LM will be able to do for the Notebook LM is able to do for you. So I am going to now go back and show you the other features that are present. Now in the video overview, because the video overview is going to take time, but I'm going to show you some of the videos that I have created earlier. So you will see that, okay, what's possible. Now, one of the other functions that it has is that it can create reports. Click on the reports and there are 4 formats that are going to open up, and based on the selected sources that you have, it is also going to suggest you some of the report formats that are there. You want to create a briefing document, because if you have, for example, 20 sources, you are working with maybe market analysis, or market analysis of edtech tools, social media trends for 2026. What is it that different companies or thought leaders are saying at the moment? You want to create a briefing document. You want to create a study guide. Maybe this is something, and this is the notebook that you're creating for your students. And this is something that at times I show my students as well, and I plan to I at times share that with my students because this is available in you can share a notebook in your Google Classroom if you are an educator. And if you want to create a blog post, this is for that are always going, and then you can create your own something. If you feel like that, okay, this is not a policy brief, you want to create a comprehensive literature review. Again, if you're using it for research, my suggestion, and this is something that I always say, use it as only as a guide, as a reference point for the things that you would want to work on. Don't copy paste things that, okay, the literature review that NotebookLM is providing you because you don't want to get flagged for AI written content. Ask it, help it to, ask it to use it to deepen your understanding of what is there. How is it that what is deepen your understanding of the topic, the different aspects that are there. What are the gaps that you can see in your sources? And I'll show you 2 to 3 prompts with respect to what are the other things that you can do with the data that with the sources that you have available. You can create an educational handout, or you can also create a concept explainer. Now, for example, I want to create a policy brief. Again, this is something that's customizable, but if I don't want to customize it just for now, you can just click on reports. Again, I'll go back and I'll be like that, okay, I want a briefing document, or I want to, based on this, based on the sources, I want to create 3 to 4 social media posts. Give me ideas and angles. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. Let's see what are the different things that it creates for me. So once we have that, I've showed you how the reports are going to work out. Again, the different types of reports, you can customize that as well. And you can use something that they have already suggested you. Now, I am also going to show you the infographics. One of the things, I'm going to show you flashcard and quiz, but for a different content, not for a different content. That, okay, if I'm going to develop something for my students and they have a chapter that I'm going to be discussing in the class next week. So I'm going to show you on that one. That is, as an educator, what are the different things that it can help learners with. So NotebookLM designs amazing infographics. You can customize it and you can choose the language, level of detail. It can be concise, it can be standard, it can be detailed. You want it in landscape, portrait, or square. Again, it is going to do an amazing job. And then you can talk about if you develop content for your brand, or you have you resonate, or you resonate with certain colors, you want that particular style. Even within, for example, you want to go ahead with retro, you want to go ahead with anime, you want bright colors. What is it that you would want? You can describe that in the infographic, and that it is where you are customizing components. That is where people will get to see where your creativity is, where your creativity is coming in. Before I generate something that is more that is going to be, I'm going to click infographic, so you see that, okay, even if you're not customized, what is possible there. So it is going to create that. So it is going to create that information. My policy brief document, or my policy brief is ready. Now I'm going to create a slide deck. A NotebookLM again does an amazing job with creating slide deck. I am going to show you what are the possibilities with the slide deck. You can go ahead with the detailed slide deck. You can go ahead with presenter slides. The only, I think so, for me, one of the things is that it is going to be in PDF. It is going to be in PDF form. If you're okay with that, then wonderful. And then presenter slides, you can in visuals, and then you want it the length to be short. You want the length, you want it to be you want it in default. You can choose the language. Again, like any other thing, it is multilingual. At the start of 2020, when it launched, at that point, only English was one of the languages that it was supporting. But over the year, one of the platforms that they have really worked on a lot is NotebookLM, made it multilingual, added so many other things along the way, and did an amazing job with the platform. And then you can tell it that, okay, is a certain style that you would want. If there is, for example, I want presenter slides, and I'm just going to at the moment go ahead with short, and I'm going to generate that. But if I wanted to add in more details, I would have let it know that, okay, this is what I want in slide number 1, this is what I want in slide number 2, 3, 4. And it creates some amazing slides. I'm going to show you with one of my other notebooks how the slides are going to look like. Now, I customized my prompt for the reports. The reports have been generated. This is what my social media this is what the social media idea looks like. That, okay, the impact of AI on higher education. So the student's guide to smart AI use, this is one post idea. And again, it's very long. I'll have to think about if I'm using that. The university paradox, this is the second idea that it gave me. And the core skills for graduates AI fluency. So this is how also you can use it to get you ideas for your social media content. Again, ideas are there. I will not be using information the way that it is. I'll be looking at, okay, how is it that I can work with the information? This is the policy brief document. And within the policy brief, you can have a look at, you can you can ask it to show the content. You can copy the content for formatting it as well. And then you would see that, okay, what is it stating in the policy? What is it stating in the policy brief? What is it that you can work with? You can customize, again, personalize and customize the information that is present. Now let me show you the infographic that it created. This is how the infographic is going to look like. This is what you have, and this is really basic. You want to provide more information, change the colors, up to you. You can do all of that. Okay. So this is, and then you can download it and share it on different platforms. Slide deck, it's going to take a little bit of more time to create the slide deck, and then you basically have the data table here. Now, within the data table, there are multiple possibilities that are there, and I'm going to show you one of the. Okay, I'm going to come here. This is another notebook that I was working with in the morning. And within that notebook, what I did was I conducted deep research, and I have a lot of sources. I have a lot of sources here. Now, what I want to do is, and this is also a suggestion that, okay, if you've conducted deep research or if you've conducted fast research, you may want to, if you have not picked the data on your own, this is something that I would suggest that all of you with your data. For example, you can ask, and I'll show you both in the data table that, okay, what I did with data table and create a table. And this is just for the chat. Create a table with all the sources, showing publication, because I want the information to be more recent. So let's have a look at whether with the deep research was the information recent or not. Showing publication date, place of publication, author, and the type of source source it is, like primary, secondary analysis, maybe opinion. Okay. And another thing that I can do is maybe list the information. From latest to oldest. So all of the information, and I have 56 sources here. And I'm going to click on that, and it's going to create that information in the form of a table. This is apart from the data. This is apart from the data table function that it has. What I did here was this is how I customized it. I was like that, okay, it's similar to what I did here. I asked it to create a list of create in the table format all of this information. So this is what it did. That okay, date of publication is here, place of publication, the type of source, and it's telling me it's a corporate blog. I also asked what are the major findings here. So all of the information, now I will know that, okay, if it's a market analysis, if it's an industry report, or if it's a corporate blog, do I want to keep that information or not? This gives me a bird's eye view of the information that is present. You can export that information to sheets to get a better idea of the information, that you have at your end. So have a look. It also created the data for me, because if I want to, before I go to the data table and look for more information, this is something that I can do. It's giving me information with respect to place of publication, just like who the authors are, the news and the reporting, that okay, what is the type of source. So you can, while you're conducting your research, this can be one of the first steps that you can do to just vet your sources. Now I have shown you that okay, how it basically works out with mind maps. Okay, Muniba, let me go back and show you. Okay, this is where I go back. Okay, the mind maps will not, but with the rest of the information, you can definitely. Okay, I am going to show you one more. Okay, I'm going to come back to my. I'm going to come back and show you that, okay, what is it that you can do? I am going to now upload the files, because again, wanted to show you different possibilities. And this is, I had some research papers, which I had picked up earlier. And it is going to upload that information. You can do YouTube links. Again, multiple possibilities are present. So just because I showed you the deep research component earlier, a good idea always is to have your sources ready at your end, because you would know where you've picked that information from, what is it that information is in. Now, once that is done, it will synthesize the data for you, and you'll be able to do the rest of the stuff as well. Because I haven't shown you the video overview, I am going to come back here and I want to show you the video. Overview. Now, the video overview is that you are going to, again, it provides you with the possibility of having it as an explainer or a brief. You can choose the language here. And within the language, you can do custom, you can select, you can design, you can tell it a custom visual style. You want it to be retro cyberpunk. You want it to be inspired from a certain art style, for example, surrealistic. You want it to be more watercolor style. It has some of the other styles on. It has the classic one, the whiteboard, and there are these different visual styles that are present. Again, you can tell it what is it that the host can focus on. For example, if I'm picking up retro print and I'm just saying that, okay, generate the information. It is going to generate the video for me. I can give it the custom prompt as well. But let me show you what is it that it is, what type of video overview is, what type of videos is it that it can create. Okay, let's see. If it's not working here, then I'm going to show you with a certain other video that I have. I think so. Maybe the audio will not be okay. Let me share. I think so. You won't be able to hear the audio. It's downloadable. So let me share another one that another video that I had created earlier. Okay, this is. Okay. So I'm going to come back and show you. Okay. So this is something that I have created again, NotebookLM video
Change,
overview.
well, everything. And one of the biggest areas it's set to transform is something we all do, unprecedented performance drop. Math scores we're looking at makes a really strong case for how formative.
So I had given it the style that I had given it was basically the pop art style that, okay, make it vibrant. And this is the information that this is how I would want the information, this is how I would want the information to look like. So this is what is there. I'll show you a couple of.
So the source breaks all this potential down into 5 core promises. These are the big opportunities that could really be a game changer for learners and teachers, from cracking open the science of learning itself
So
to
if
just,
for example, you have a source, you are working on understanding, you're working on understanding different things. So this is what is there. Okay, Anthony has asked me what could be a weakness of NotebookLM that you've identified compared to other AI tools so far. One of the things is going to be, I wouldn't call it a weakness, more or less it is about how we are using it. If we are using it with respect to, for example, if we are using it, for example, if we've given it, if the quality of our sources is not good, it is not able to help you with what you're trying to achieve. It is this is one of my this is one of the go-to tools that I would recommend, not only to in trainings but also to my students as well. So I did tell you that, okay, I'll show you that, okay, how, if you're an educator, how is it that you can use it? How is it that you can use it for your students? Okay, Chris has asked, if you share a notebook with your students, what can students do with it or not? What is then available to students private to? Okay, I am going to show you that, okay, if you share a notebook, you can control what is it that they can do. You can add in a welcome note, and NotebookLM access that, okay, what they will have access to now. Viewers have access to the full notebook, chat, and they can view sources and notes. You can give it that, okay, viewers can only access sources or notes there. And then you can do a quick preview as well that, okay, once you have a notebook created and they are chatting with it, they will not be able to see the sources. They will not be able to see the video as well. If that is the setting that you have selected for your students. But if the setting is that they can have access to the full notebook, it means that they will be able to see all of the information that is see the sources and whatever is it that you have created for them, and along with that they can chat as well. Now I wanted to show you that, okay, I wanted to actually show you this. So I've already added a chapter here, and at times our students are visual learners or want to go through and understand information, want to add information that is present there. And you can create flashcards. You can also create flashcards for them. I want to, again, the possibility of customizing is definitely there. Level of difficulty, I would want, maybe I want fewer cards at the moment because I want to show you how it's going to work out. And I'm just going to click generate. Same goes for the quiz. I would say that, okay, create scenario-based quiz assessing conceptual clarity. Now, when you share it with the students, you will not be able to see how the students are doing with it. But then when the students are when at times students ask you before the paper, can they have any extra resource material? Is there anything that they can get help with respect to their studies? So this is something that you can create for them, and it's going to create the quiz and the flashcards. And again, takes a couple of minutes because again, it is going to synthesize the information that we have, the source that we have, and you can work with it. Now, if you're one of the things that I would suggest, that if you're uploading a book on which you are basing your notebook for your learners, my suggestion is that always divide your notebook and always divide the chapters. That, okay, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, divide your PDF and then upload them. The reason for that is that Notebook LM is going to do a better job when it has less information, for example, to work with. Now, if you have the full chapter and you just want, for example, your students to work on a chapter with respect to non-verbal communication, but just because the whole book is there, maybe or it will not be able to pick up the specific concepts in the chapter just because the whole book is selected. So divide your book into different chapters and uh, then pick up the information that is there, because it's going to take time. I'm going to show you where I have already designed a quiz. So this is, have a look, this is how the quiz is going to appear for your students. And you can, once they select something, that, okay, whether it's which is the right answer, explanation is there, which is the wrong answer, and then they move on to the next one. So for example, if it is there, and then they can click on explain and then come back to this chat, and then it is going to explain it to them. Showcasing, I had to showcase the flashcards. Okay. So this is where this is how the flashcards are going to appear for them. Now, some of the features are not available in the um, in the mobile app, but with the desktop, again, multiple possibilities. You can download it and then you can share it with your learner. So have a look, see the answer. What else is there? You go ahead, you see the answer. What's not there? So again, one of the ways in which you can use it with your learners. I wanted to show you the slides that I had, how the slides are going to look like, because this is how the slides will appear. This is how the slides can appear for you. You can start the slideshow from here. You can download the slideshow and you can work with it, and you would see that, okay, it does a really good job with respect to how the information is, how it is synthesizing information. But again, always customize and personalize the information that is there, so you're able to even get better results, and you can share them. Okay, do let me know what other questions you have. Okay, Chris, I hope so I was able to answer your question. How can content developers use this tool for online teaching and learning? You can use it not only to understand what you're teaching, but also use it to help scaffold your help with your learners as well. You can create quiz for them as I showcased. You can also create different slides and see how is it that, for example, the element of differentiation is also present. You can create audio overviews, video overviews. You can critique as well. For example, if students are you're working in a s- you are working in you're working with teaching students spoken skills, and you want to help students develop argumentation or help them with understanding information and questioning it, you can create the deep dive. You can create an audio in the deep dive and then see what are the questions that students are, what are the questions that are there. So I hope that I answered your, Sweya, thank you so much for that. Yeah, look, with any whenever we are creating not only video overview, an audio overview, or any other thing, the process of iteration is always going to be the process of iteration is always important. We never, most of the time, are going to go ahead with the first output that is there. You see the first output and you realize, okay, I don't like maybe the colors that are there. I don't like the focus that is present. And you can come back, you can create another the video overview and then say, okay, this is what I would want you to focus on. This is what I want you to focus on now. But thank you so much for listing that aspect. Okay. Gary has hello Gary, how are you? Okay, what platforms would I recommend for editing like slide deck and infographics when you would like to modify some features or text that you would want to change? Okay. If I have been asked to, okay, I do not usually use slides that are created by NotebookLM because I have a very different visual style, and I would create my own slides. But if somebody is asking me that, okay, whether I would no Nano Banana itself is really very good if you would want it to, and you can go ahead with Canva as well. But I myself, if I would be asked to create slides to get a basic overview of the slides that it has created, it does a really good job there. But with respect to if we want to do any changes, Nano Banana is good at editing, and Canva can also work well. But one thing with Canva is that at times when you're working with it, it can lead to some inconsistency as well. I've worked in Canva with some posters that I had created on ChatGPT, and somehow there were issues with consistency, even when I worked on that. Okay, how is it that what are the other things that I can work with? Gamma is also okay. Again, personal preference. I feel that okay, NotebookLM does a really good job with creating the slides, and somehow different information or different outlook with respect to what Gamma was doing, or even SlidesGo can also create slides. SlidesGo's AIs can also create slides for you, but then there are issues at the moment with its visual. Again, when I tried it 2 to 3 months back, it was again creating two thumbs, five, so many other inconsistencies with the image that it was creating. With respect to content, have a look at what content is it that you're developing, what do you like, and then you can take an image from there and take it to other platforms as well. And thank you so much, everyone. And if you have any other comments or suggestions or any other thing, please let me know, and we can have them addressed in any of our upcoming workshops. Anthony, video AI tool would I recommend to subscribe to? There are okay. Video AI, Sora is good. You can also look into Midjourney. viewed in Gemini is good. That is not one of the things that I have tested out a lot. So once I test this out myself, I will be able to recommend that to you. But I've seen people create some amazing videos with a combination of Sora, Midjourney, and even with Veo in Gemini. So they do this amazing thing. Thank you so much, everyone. Please do fill in the feedback form because it is with the feedback form that we are able to send you back the certificates as well. Yes, we will share the recording of the workshop and it is also available on our YouTube, on the Skilling Future YouTube channel. Thank you, and we hope to see all of you in our upcoming sessions as well. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming to our workshop on the Saturday. Always your feedback helps us see what are the key areas that our audience would like to explore next, and we will ensure that our workshops do address those. Yeah, Runaways. Gary, yes, Runaways also really. Thank you, Hanan. Hmm. Good for subscription for a business. Again, there would depend on what within business is that you are focusing that you're focusing on. It's not just about that. Okay, within a business, if is it content development? You're looking at audios. You're looking at what is it that you're looking for. So that would define what subscription is it that you can go ahead with. Planning, managing finances and meetings. Okay. For planning, it is okay. Uh, Managing finances, I think so, not my key area. I do a lot of my planning for anything that we are going to be working on in I use Notebook LM a lot, but along with Notebook LM, I also use Google Sheets to see that, okay, what is it that our team is working on? What is it that we are going to be focusing on next? What are our goals? You can have a look at Trello. Trello is really very good. Keeps the team aligned with respect to, okay, what is it that we're working on each quarter. With respect to meetings, for meeting agendas, again, if you can also create that information, you can also create that information here. And if you want to have a look at the insights that you have gained from your meeting, you can have a look at you can pick all of your notes from your meetings and then put it in Notebook LM or any other, and then see, okay, what are the insights that you need to gain from there. So this is any other questions that you guys have, I would be happy to address those. And again, thank you so much, all of you, for joining us for today's session. I hope to see all of you soon in another one of our workshops.